If you are a solopreneur like myself, an independent contractor, and you go from gig to gig to gig, the big question usually is, how do I get clients? How do I go from job to job to job, knowing that there's always something in the pipeline without spending tons of money on advertising and marketing? It seems daunting, especially because as a solopreneur, everything is on your plate. You gotta deliver the goods, you are the customer service department, you are the admin department, the financial department, everything comes down to you. So, making noise to make sure that people hear about your business is not the first priority for a lot of people. They think that doing the work itself is the main thing. Well, in order to get that work, you need to attract that work. And my wife is in the same position. She teaches flute and piano, and she has a lovely studio in our home. We renovated the basement, and there are now 9 digital pianos and 1 grand piano because she teaches group classes. The problem is, we're so isolated, nobody knows about it yet. So we had to find a way to tell as many people about that in a way that wouldn't cost us an arm and a leg. Well, the answer is this: the local paper. The Chronicle is the paper, and I ran into a journalist who writes for this paper. While I was at the Pride Parade, he saw that I was using a huge camera, and he thought I was a fellow journalist, so we started talking. I said, you know what? My wife has this interesting thing going on. She's teaching group piano classes that are very affordable, and it's never been done, at least not in Vermont as far as we know. So are you interested in writing about her? And he said, well, let me run this by my editor, and I think it's an interesting story. And he talked to his editor. The editor said, yes, set up an interview. A week later he came, and the result is this. It's a 2-page spread in one of the papers that's widely read in our area. This is publicity that you cannot buy, you know. There's lots of other companies also in this paper. Look here. Advertisement, 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 advertisement. These people paid a lot of money to be in here, and people know exactly this is an advertisement. So they tend to not trust it as much as an interview with somebody who's offering a service that's not been offered in our area. So immediately when you have an interview, when you're featured, people find you more trustworthy. And so this is going to be on the shelves for an entire week because it's a weekly paper. It's going to be on the shelves of the local libraries as well. We reach a lot of people that exactly are in her target area. And it happened because I approached a journalist. So let that be the lesson. Don't have this wait and see approach, you know, oh, people will come to me. I have a website so people know that I'm there. No, nobody knows that you exist if you don't tell them. So do not be shy. If you think you have a great story to tell, tell it. Call your local journalists, call your local papers, your local radio stations, whatever it is, because you have something that people are interested in. Because for you it may not be special because you do this every day, but for them it might be super interesting. For instance, I am a voice actor. And even though for me it's my bread and butter, I've been doing this for 40 years, it's no big deal. Other people think it's interesting that I talk for a living, that people pay me, that I do funny voices, that I, from a barn in Vermont, can reach the entire world, that I do national commercials for IHOP and commercials for the market in the Netherlands from Vermont. That's also an interesting story. So one of the next things that's going to happen after a little while is that the journalist is coming back and is going to talk to me about my voiceover studio. Now, for me, it's not super interesting in terms of a business that I would get out of it. But you know, this also is online. So whenever people Google my name, they will at some point get to the information that is now in the paper. Which is good because more is always better when it comes to online exposure. It adds to the keywords that you feed to the Googles and the Yahoos that makes eventually that you end up higher in the search rankings. That's exactly one of the reasons why I blog so much as well. Why I write a story every day for Instagram, for Facebook, and once a week for my blog to create this bulk of work that people can look up so that the search engines take notice of who I am and what I do. And every little thing contributes. Plus, it's for me a way to connect with my community because the people who read this now know who my wife is. They have something to talk about. and they can tell their friends who have been looking for flute teachers and piano teachers in the area, and her classes are already filling up. And you know the best thing? It doesn't cost a penny. The only thing it costs is a little bit of effort and energy, a little bit of time to talk to the right people, but you need to take the initiative. Don't wait and see, because nothing will ever happen when you wait and see. Okay, got it? Good luck. Bye.